Yeah. Welcome to the Complete Simpleton Podcast, episode 11.
Good morning.
Yeah, and a happy month of Adar, the month of joy. We're now going back. We took a little, what do they call it? Swivel. We went away from what we were originally talking about, and now we're coming back to it.
Yeah, we went away from originally from what we was talking about in honor of
Rabbi Itkin, right? In honor,
in memory,
in honor, also in honor of the memory,
in honor of the
of Rabbi Itkin ben Meir. Yep. And so we brought something that was really very much about obviously Yisrael and the very powerful teaching. So we're going back now. This is what is it? Base, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is
back. We were in the middle of talking
about it, and this is talking about davening, right? So first of all, we're going to do a little recap. It talks about that the weapon of Mashiach, right, is davening. Davening. That's his sword.
This is
This is the base. It looks like
but
that's some base.
Oh no, okay, yeah.
Well, Aleph was also about davening.
Yeah,
Aleph was about limud HaTorah and davening. So this one we're talking about that's his weapon.
Yes.
Right, and this is why it's called, right? We know in Tehillim it says cherev pifiyah. It's a two-edged sword.
This is our weapon to kill the. This is not his weapon.
It's also Mashiach's weapon.
Oh, right? Mashiach. Yeah.
And it's we're using the weapon. We're using a Mashiach weapon.
Yes.
When we daven, and this is cherev pifiyos, right? Because cherev pifiyos means a double-edged sword. Why? Because davening has two things of it. Well, one is shivchei shel makim,
and one.
How do you say, like praising the God?
Praising the location.
Yeah, praising the location. praising the place. There's a whole different thing why it's called the but you know, if you take like Yud Kei Vav Kei, whatever it is, and you do each letter times itself, it comes out to makim.
Yeah.
But and then also asking for what you need. Davening also, like I ask for stuff that I need. Yeah. Okay, so then it says, somebody who has this sword, who merits this sword, he has to make sure that he uses it properly.
Yeah, because if you have a little bit of a swerve to the right or to the left, you're in trouble.
Right, and it says to the point where you hit it like on a hair.
Yeah.
And now through mishpat, right? Mishpat technically means like what is mishpat? What's a good word for mishpat? Judgment, right? Because judgment, right? Judging is you're judging not too much kindness, not too much strength, but judgment is in middle.
All right.
Right. Recap. And what's mishpat? What is mishpat called? What do we know mishpat is tzedakah, giving is charity. And that's why it's so important to give tzedakah before davening. Before you pray, you give charity. Why? Because charity is judgment, is mishpat, and it makes sure that your sword of prayer hits perfectly. And furthermore, that he says that
all the distractions in the middle of davening coming from destroying the judgment.
Yeah, from not having from the judgment, not the judgment. So the
spoiling the judgment.
Yeah, spoiling. Yeah, cool. Yeah, spoiling. And when you have giving tzedakah, obviously it helps the judgment, so that it should you should have less and
everybody needs to tie himself, connect himself to the tzaddikim of the door.
Yeah,
because every tzaddik of the door is on the same concept and level of Moshe Rabbeinu,
right, which is Moshe Mashiach, right? So every tzaddik is Mashiach.
As we see in the Gemara, that the Tanoim was calling each other Moshe Shapir Gomat, even though
Moshe, good, well said, Moshe. Yes. Well said, Moshe. Because why? Because tzaddikim, the righteous people of our generation, right? The righteous sages, they are the extension of Moshe. So they are an extension of Mashiach, and like we said before, that the davening, it's a Mashiach weapon. It's Mashiach's weapon that we're using. We're using a Mashiach weapon. So therefore, if you want to use the Mashiach weapon,
to give energy for Mashiach.
Yeah. So therefore, you got to connect yourself to Mashiach.
Right, and this is where we're holding. All right.
Yeah.
וכל התורה שאדם לומד לשמור ולעשות. And every single word of the Torah that the person is learning to keep and to do. כל האותיות הם ניצוצי נשמות, והם נתלבשים בתוך התפילה ונתחדשים שם בבחינת דיבור. And all of this letters,
every letter, yeah.
They are sparks of souls of people. And they are getting dressed in the davening, and they're getting freshness. They are
refreshed.
In new,
renewed. Yeah,
in a
way like a fetus, fetus,
born, like pregnancy.
like a fetus. Yeah,
Yes.
like a right.
כמובן בגלגולים שכל הנשמות באים מתוך המלכות בבחינת עיבור ונתחדשים שם. גלגולים, זה ספר הגלגולים.
Right. The book of Gilgulim. What? And the neshamis, they come from Malchus,
From kingdom,
which
royalty.
Which kingdom we know is the lowest of the 10 spheres, and that's where the next set comes out of the lowest one of the spheres. But what's interesting also, so why Malchus? What does that have to do with this? Because davening is speech. Speech also is Malchus. Malchus is like a king. How does a king? A king is he gives commands. He gives either verbally or written. But it's a king is you don't really have the king. You have his words. So this is kingship is.
And this is what the pasuk of Tehillim is saying. Hashomayim mesaprin kvod el. The skies are telling you the honor of God. The covet, the honor, not honor. The
glory,
respect,
the honor,
the respect. Ainu, Torah, שהוא אש ומים. Meaning the Torah. The Torah is the Shemaim, because the Torah is basically fire and water. Ainu b'chinat neshamot.
Right.
Meaning it's on the level of neshamas. Yeah. ובאים בתוך התפילה, שהוא בחינת כבוד אל. And they are coming from within the davening. That is on a level of the glory and the respect of God. כמו שכתוב, שימו כבוד תהילתו. It says in the pasuk, put honor for his glory,
right?
For his fame,
for his
בחינת
תהילתי, for his praise,
for his praise. בחינת תהילתי אחתם לך. His praise will,
like I will, what's it called?
A sign for you.
Yeah.
והנשמות עם התפילה הנקרא כבוד, על שם שהיא מלבשת אותנו. On the כי רבי יוחנן.
That's also the neshamis with so kavod. So you have hashamayim, that's the heavens, right? But that's Torah, Eish and Mayim, fire and water, and they are coming from kavod kel. So why is it kavod? It's called kavod because when the souls connect with davening, they are called honor. They're called kavod.
Right.
Why? Just because we're dressing in the daven, like in a shot. Well, not our body, but our soul. When which is amazing because we're using our physical mouth to daven. But when we daven with our physical mouth, we're dressing our soul in the words of davening.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So basically, you're getting dressed. The davening is basically are putting clothes over us. Over on
it's like we're in clothing on shaman.
Yeah, Rabbi Yochanan קרא למען מכבדוסה. Rabbi Yochanan was calling whoever gave him covered, I think.
Yeah.
ועל ידי זה נקרא כבוד אל. No, one second. רבי יוחנן קורא למענו מכבדוסה. What does it mean? למענו.
למענו. The thing, למענו מכבדוסה, who was being honored.
Oh, ועל ידי זה נקרא כבוד אל. ואין מאירים זה לזה. And through that, he got called the honor of God. And these are basically reflecting to each other. הנשמות מאירים לתפילה בבחינת העלאת מים נוקבים. מים נוקבים.
Yeah, that's the
neshama,
waters.
Yeah. The neshama is basically reflecting light to the davening in a concept of bringing up the water of
the feminine waters, the female waters,
והתפילה מאירה לנשמות בבחינת חידושין. And the davening is reflecting back to the neshamas in a level of חידושים.
Renewal, bringing
לחדש אותם בבחינת עיבור, and they're basically renewing them in a concept of a fetus, והנשמות המולבשים בתפילה המובאות לצדיק שבדור הם בבחינת בתולות אחריה רעותיה מובאות לך. And basically, the davening were coming to the tzaddik. When you are connecting yourself to the tzaddik of the generation, and then you're davening with this connection, you're basically bringing more power to your representative,
in
front of God. Yeah, don't tell me, oh, you can't talk. You can talk to God to yourself, but la'avdil, if you go talk, to the president,
like
if you go to the
beautifying of the bride, it's like a more beautiful.
You might be able to send a letter to the president, right? It's a concept, right?
You can send.
But what are you going to do with that? Most likely, if they run out of toilet paper,
no,
they might use it.
Yeah, you never know. In this economy, the White House could run out of toilet paper.
For sure.
You never know.
Night out at 7, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. The point is, if you want to make an impact, you gather a group, signatures, gather up together letters, go to you, congressman, right?
Right. And if the congressman,
comes in and he gathers another congressman with them with another group, and then they go to the White House, they have power.
Not only that, I'll give you another one also.
Sure.
Let's say the congressman, he has a meeting with the president.
Right.
Right. And he doesn't even write anything to the president. He just hands him your letter and says, Mr. President, this is a letter from one of my constituents. I think it's a very
important one.
Important read. It's not so long. Read this one. I think it's important. The likelihood the president's going to read this.
For sure.
Okay. That's why, because it was given to him through somebody in Lahavdil.
Yes.
Of course, the Lahavdil.
So the same Lahavdil concept is when you're coming into to the Eibishter, you are still davening to the Eibishter, but you're also sending with a connection. You're like, you know what? In a way, with a reference.
Right. Yeah, with a reference.
I'm like, you're davening with a reference to this tzaddik. I like that.
Yeah. Listen.
My Rabbi is my reference.
Right. You know the business, how the business call works, right? It's like Eibishter, my Rebbe told me to call you. Oh, he told me, right? Like, right? He said, we're name dropping.
And so you were thinking now the Eibishter for sending you the Rebbe, or the Rebbe for sending you the Rebbe? I'm confused.
Well, that's the Betzalel thing, right? Betzalel says like I think my Eibishter for giving me my Rebbe, and I think my Rebbe for giving me my Eibishter.
Nice.
So it's so this is the up to this is the up to down, the down to up.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this is Shir HaShirim, Song of Songs. The whole thing is talking about. If you look on the surface, it sounds like a relationship between a man and a woman. Right. The love between a man and a woman. This is what it is. The neshama and the davening they're both malchus. One is the up to down malchus. One is the down to up malchus. And what happens when you have a relationship between a man and a woman? Right. So it makes the male gives something new.
Right.
And this new thing gets by the woman's body, it grows and turns into a child. So it becomes something new.
So basically those neshamas who are getting dressed with the davening, who are coming, our neshamas who we dress up with the davening, coming into the tzaddik of the door.
Yeah.
And they are in the concept of what it says in Tehillim of virgin came after our friends are brought to you.
Right.
וזה שאומר רבי בר בר חונה, חזינן להאי קברה. So, and this is what basically the Gemara said about Rabbi Bar Bar Chona. Is one of the Agadah of Rabbi Bar Bar Chona. Chazin like Kavre. Let's learn it. We have a little area. Omar Rabbi Bar Bar Chona. Zimne chad deave ka'azilinen besfinose. One time, there happened a story that we went in a little boat. וחזינן ההוא קברה, דיסבלי חלצה אגבה. And we saw a fish. I think Kavra is a fish.
Yeah, I think it was the fish. So what was this fish? What did he do?
He had sand on his back.
Yeah.
And they were, this is Rashbam saying, דיסבלי חלצה אגבה, שהיה חול נקבץ על גבו, וקדח עשבים על החול, וסברינן יבשתי, and they saw a big fish that had some sand on it. And he had like
a ball, like a ball.
And it grew.
Oh, there was sand was growing like not sand, grass.
The grass
was growing out of
sand. Yeah. And we thought it's like an island.
Right. So that was like that big fish that this part of his back with sand and the grass looked like an island.
Yeah. We made a little bonfire and we baked and we cooked on his back. And as we're cooking on his back, he got burnt.
The fish said,
"You're like, are you hitting me?" And he turned over. And if we were not so close to our boat, We were drowned.
Drowned, yeah, because he got thrown into the sea.
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically, and now he's explaining what is
this
this.
story. Yeah.
Ki begalus, ki
And now he's going to
begalotenu.
say he's going to talk about what
is the higher level of this story?
What is this fish that we saw?
כי בגלותינו, כביכול, הקדוש ברוך הוא בהסתרת פנים. כמו שכתוב, הסתר פניך. הסתרת פניך. Basically, in our goal is, in a way, it says כביכול, allegedly,
right?
Because
it's
not real.
really. Hashem doesn't
Allegedly, the Eibishter is in Esther Panim.
Right.
He's
hidden.
in discovered.
He's covered. Yeah, he's hidden.
שהוא בחינת, and it says in Pasuk, הסתרת פניך, that you hide your face from us. שהוא בחינות רחמים. And this is on the level and concept of mercy.
Mercy, yeah.
הוא פנה עורף and turned his back to you.
Yeah.
שהוא בחינות דין. That it's on the concept of judgment. That it's a harsh concept.
Yeah, that's just the turning over of the fair, yeah.
וכל תפילותינו ובקשתנו, על זה שפנה העורף אלינו, שיחזור את פניו. And all we davening and asking for him about him turning his back to us is like, please reveal your face. You know, like when lavdil, you keep talking about men and women and stuff. It's not lavdil. Actually, the Gemara.
It's really, that's man and woman down here is a reflection.
But I don't know. Sometimes it happens that come back from work or whatever, you woke up in the morning and the Rebbetzin, the wife, is not such in a good mood, and you said something when she's not in a good mood, and you know what? She didn't even understood what he said, but it's not the point. But she goes into the bad mood, and she turns away the back to you, and all you're trying to do is like, come back here.
Turn around. Let's talk.
Here. Like, what do you bury your face there? And this is all, when
not just that, until she turns around, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, like come back.
Right? Meaning you can daven all you want, right? But that has to be the facing you.
But the davening
is asking to turn around.
Davening is asking